Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the books I'm hoping to read in May. I feel like I'm only going to be reading one series in May. If you know about it already, that's amazing. I do have some hopefuls that maybe I can like squeeze in between or something. So let's just get right into it. So the main series that I'm going to be reading in May is the Throne of Glass series for my Throne of Glass read along that is going throughout all of May. If you haven't seen the announcement already, I'm going to be doing a Throne of Glass read along and I'm going to be doing reading sprints. You can read at your own pace. You don't have to even read the Throne of Glass series if you don't want to, or if you already have. You can join the sprints either way, but I just thought it would be fun and encouraging for me and probably for others because it's a big series. And I know that the reading schedule is quite like a tight fit into like 1 month. Normally people do one book a month, but I am not very good with fantasy books if I'm being completely honest, so I know that I'll forget things. It will take me a while. I mean, it's took me a while to do the ACOTAR series. I've still got 3 books left that I'm hoping to finish in April. So that is just the little announcement kind of that I'm doing if you haven't seen it on my community tab or on my Instagram already. But that is the series that I'm hoping to read. The physical copies I've left in the other room because I was pages out. But let's just get into the other books that I'm hoping to get to in between Throne of Glass series, because I don't want to just read the Throne of Glass series in May, or try not to. So the first book is The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. I recently read a Rebecca Yarros book, The Last Letter, and that made me cry. It was so emotional, but it was so good. I rated it 5 stars. So I've heard amazing things about this one, and this was kind of like the other popular one, except for obviously Fourth Wing. So I am excited to dive into this one. But then I also do want to try and get to Great and Precious Things, because this is also by Rebecca Yarros, and I haven't heard much about this one, but I'm just intrigued and I want to read more Rebecca Yarros books, considering they just seem interesting. And so far all of Rebecca Yarros books that I've read, I've rated 5 stars, except for I'm Flame, but we won't count that. Then I would like to read The Comeback by Lily Chu, I think that's how you say it. Chow. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. But this book I've got an audiobook for, so I'm thinking that it will get a book off my physical TBR, but also it's nice to have an audiobook. I do also have audiobooks for these. I did try and choose books that I have audiobooks for, so that I do have that option as well and still like read my physical TBR. So that is why I was thinking this one. And this one has been on my TBR for a while. It's not one that I would normally reach for, but considering I've got quite a busy reading month in May because of the Throne of Glass series, I thought this would be like a nice palette cleanser and good as an audiobook. Okay, then I'm not too sure about this one. Like, I'm not sure if I want to read it in May or leave it until the fall time, but I really do want to read it, and it's been on my TBR for a few times and I'm just unsure. And that is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. If you've read this, please let me know if you think it'd be better to read it in May or to leave it until the fall time, like given the vibes and stuff. But I really do want to read this, and again I have an audiobook for it, so like I could read it, and it seems quite fast paced, so this is another one I would like to get to as well. Then this might be a little bit ambitious, but I was thinking of maybe trying to read Daisy Hates. This is the second book in the Magnolia Parks series. I read Magnolia Parks in December and I would like to continue with the series, so I'm thinking maybe in May. But again, this is quite thick. I do have an audiobook, but I want to annotate this, and it is quite thick. It's like almost 500 pages, so would I be able to do that in May with the Throne of Glass series? I'm not sure, but we'll see. This has been on my TBR a few times as well. I've just never got around to it, but hopefully maybe this month I can. Okay, then we have some series, because I do want to try and complete some, or like read some series that might be fast paced or whatever. So I have this series. I can't remember what the series is called. I think it's called If Love series. I read the first book in, I don't remember if it was like November or December. No, it was last year, and I liked it. It was average. I think I rated it 3 stars or something like that, and I would like to continue the series. So we have the second book, which is If the Sun Never Sets, and this is a continuation of the relationship from the first book. And again, these are nice and short. Like, this is 286 pages and they're roughly all that length, so again I feel like this might be perfect. And again, I do have the audiobook for these, so I don't know, I just feel like there would be good palette cleansers as well, and I do want to continue with the series anyway. And then we have the third book, which is If Love Had a Price, and I believe this is one of the Friends story. It kind of like moves on. And then we have the fourth book, which is If We Were Perfect, and this is another Friends one that's in the group. So excited to continue with the series. Like I said, they're nice and short. I'm hoping to just, you know, read them, get them done, and like I said, I feel like it would be perfect considering I've got so many massive books to read in May. And then continuing with like short series, I chose this on purpose as well because it's short. I want to read the series anyway, and the second book in the series has actually been on my TBR for so long because I brought the second book and then I was like, I want to read it in order, so then that's when I brought the first and third book quite recently, and that is the series by Abby Jimenez. I absolutely love Abby Jimenez's book. The books that I have read I have loved, and they're just, I don't know what it is, I just absolutely love the writing and the storylines and everything, and Yours Truly is my favourite. Do want to read this. So we have The Friend Zone. I'm not quite sure what this one is, but I'm not sure what they're about, if I'm being completely honest, but I'm going to try and go into them blind. I'm going to guess they're each about a different couple, a different story, because you can read these as standalones, but I wanted to read them in the order because that is just the way I work. And again, this is short. I have the audiobook. It's like 361 pages. I can read that in a day if I wanted to. And then we have the Happy Ever After playlist. This is the book I've had on my TBR for so long. Probably seen it around late in 2022. I think that's how long I've had it for, because this is the book that intrigued me. This was the book that was going around, and then that's when I found out it was part of a series. This was actually my first Abby Jimenez book that I picked up, like brought, but I picked it up because of the cute dog and what it was about. I can't remember now because I haven't read the synopsis in a while, but I do just want to get to this and get it off my physical TBR. And then we have Life's Too Short, which is the third book, and again, I'm not sure what this is about, but it does seem fun, and it's short again. It's about 350 pages, and again, I could read that in a day if I wanted to. So a nice short quick reads by the looks of it, and that's what I need. Like I said, I've been trying to get books that I've got audiobooks for. Then I was thinking of reading Alone With You in the Ether. This has been on my TBR the majority of this year, if I'm being honest, and I just haven't got around to it. I've heard amazing things about it, and again, it's nice and short. It's 317 pages. Again, I can read that in a day if I want to, and I do have an audiobook for it, I think. I'll have to double check, but I do believe I have an audiobook for this, and like I said, I've heard amazing things about it. I haven't read Olivia Blake before, but I do have the Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox, I think it's called. I haven't read them, but this is Olivia Blake's romance, I think, and I've heard, like I said, I've heard amazing things about it. I have been wanting to read this since it was self-published, and then the new covers come out and everything. That's how long I've been wanting to read it, and I'm not sure about this one. I don't think it's gonna happen, but again, I have an audiobook for it. It does seem short-ish. I mean, it is almost 400 pages, but still, I feel like it could be a good audiobook, and that is Once More With Feelings. I do want to take this off my physical TBR as well, because if I'm being honest, I'm scared to read it, and that's why I think it would be perfect audiobook style, because I read the first book and I liked it, but then when this one came out, I was hearing loads of negative reviews about it, of people being disappointed and stuff, and that kind of just put me off, and I don't know how to feel about it, but I do want to read it. I do want to obviously get my own opinion about it. So that is the next book I'm hoping to read, and I think it would be best in audiobook style. Then you all might be thinking I'm a bit ambitious for this one, but I've been wanting to read the series for a while. I did actually start the first book and got like 30 something pages in, and then just put it down. No reason for it, I just wasn't in the mood for it at the time, and I didn't want to read a book that I wasn't in the mood for and then give it a bad rating, because I really do want to like this series, or at least give it a fair chance, and that is this series. And I want to read them all because they're very fast paced and they're like quite short. So we have, let me break it down, we have Hooked, and I believe this is a Peter Pan. This is called the Never After series, by the way. I seem to remember people saying they weren't retellings and that there was something else, but I can't remember what. If you know, please let me know, because I would prefer to call it what it really is. Then again, I have been hearing people say they're retelling, so I'm not sure anymore, but this is, I'm just going to call it a retelling for this video, but this is a Peter Pan retelling. I am very excited to restart this because I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember anything that I read. Then we have the second book, which is actually quite thicker. Oh, this one's almost 500 pages, I didn't realise. But again, I can read quite quickly, so it should be okay. And I don't know what this one is. I don't know what the rest of the retellings are, but have heard amazing things about this one as well. And then I believe Wretched is most people's favourites. I'm not sure. I have heard good things about this one as well. I'm not too sure what the actual books are about. Oh, Twisted I've heard amazing things about. I've actually got 2 copies of this book, so let's hope I like it, because separately in the work, and then a few weeks later or months later they ended up gaining like the whole series, and so I just bought like the box set then that you could get for it. So I do have this book twice, so let's hope I like it. And then you also have Crossed, which is the most recent one in the series. Again, don't know what it's about, but I read it anyway, and I absolutely love those covers. Now what is it, the 22nd of April. So I do still have time to read some of these. I'm not sure, to be honest. I've got too much reading to do, so I don't know if I'm going to get to this one, so I'm going to put it in my May TBR in case. But I do want to finish a series. You Love Me. I read the first 2 books in April, and I just want to finish a series. I mean, there's one more book. I might just do it in April, but in case I don't, I'm going to add it in here. I will really like put in the description if I've read it or anything, just to let everyone know. And then I also want to read Queen Charlotte. I absolutely love the TV show of Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte, so I really want to read the book. And again, it's quite short. It's also very dusty. 329 pages, I think. So I could definitely read this in one sitting. And then, oh, by the way, yes, this is a very ambitious one considering it's throwing glass. But I like to have loads of options because I've had a very busy reading month this month, and then I've got the throwing glass. So I do like to have many options, clearly. Then I also want to read, again, you might be thinking, Shauna, you're being very ambitious, and that's okay. I want to read the whole of this series, which I'm not sure what it's called. If I don't get to them all, I want to at least read the first one because it's the Host for Pros Book Club book, and so at least the first one. But I would like to get to them all as I'm very excited. And again, they seem very fast paced because they are only like 312 pages, I think that one said. And like they're all pretty much similar, so I am excited because I can easily read like 300 pages a day. And I also want to read If Only I Had Told Her. Again, I don't know if I'm going to read this in April or May, so I'm just going to add it into May in case, because I can't see myself getting to it. But I'm so excited to read this, but also so scared because I read If He Had Been With Me. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I read If He Had Been With Me, and I think I rated it 3 stars. I liked the plotline. It did upset me, but the girl in it annoyed me. But this is from Finn's point of view, so excited to read from Finn's point of view of the story. And then I am hoping to read The Final Gambit, as I just want to finish this series. I did start it and I did get quite a big chunk into it, but I don't remember anything from it now, so I might just start from the beginning because I read the first 2 books in January and I did start this one, but I just never finished it. No reason for it, I just put it down and completely forgot about it, so I'm going to hopefully continue that one. And then finally, yeah, Willmate is the last. Finally, I want to try and read Pucking Around, and I only want to now read. I was very scared at first and I thought I wouldn't like it, but Vanessa from Read with Dr. B has hyped this up so much that now I just want to read it because I'm very intrigued. And again, it is a thick book, so am I realistically going to get to it because of the Throwing Glass series? No, but I'm going to put it on there anyway. So yes, this is a very ambitious TBR, and honestly that's completely understandable. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. That's what we are dealing with. That is what we've got. But that is all the books. I'm going to stop there because I could pick so many more if I'm being completely honest, but realistically I'm not going to get to them all. But like I said, it's nice to have options and to kind of like break it down really. There's some Kindle books I would like to read, but I can't remember them. I want to try and read Got to Killer as well, but again, I don't know if that's going to happen. So thank you all so much for watching my very ambitious TBR. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!